need to refuse. We need to say no. No more.
I didn't realize the power that one person had carrying a sign.
As long as I'm living here in Denver, I'll be coming.
We're suffering. Wages are flat. We're losing our homes. We don't have jobs with livable wages. It's all of that.
Those people are having a devastating effect on America and the world.
Amen. There is no single issue.
The education system in America, with both higher education and like K through 12 schooling.
And I'm very disappointed in the way the mayor has handled this.
I'd like to see government disavow themselves of business, just like the founding fathers disavowed themselves from the Church of England because it had too much influence on the government.
Trying to fight the apathy.
You can be rich and be apathetic, you can be black, you can be white, you can be bisexual, homosexual, you can love trees and still be apathetic.
Police say that they cleared the demonstrators using non-lethal force, but a tear gas canister can be lethal if it hits you in the face. If you doubt that the police were deliberately aiming at the protesters,
what happened? You got hit. You got shot. What's your name? What's your name? Shit.
There's so many issues, but I think if you look at my sign, right at the root of the issue, of all the issues that we face, that's corruption in the financial sector, corruption and greed in the healthcare sector, corruption in our education system. When you look at the root of all that, it really comes back to the greed and corruption of the 1%. They have become so wealthy over the last 30 years. In my childhood, there was no such thing as a billionaire.
Because I realized that if people did not start waking up to what was going on in this country, to what was actually going on the planet, that we were going to be in deep, deep trouble.
Well, I'm out here because of everything that's going on, basically in Congress. I'm happy that the Republicans are stopping the president from doing anything for jobs and everything else in the economy. Healthcare, they stopped the healthcare reform.
Shit, maybe I can't define all this stuff, but something's wrong. And I want to say something about it. You know what I mean?
I think I'm mostly interested in using the resources that we have here, especially as being a commuter campus, having access to a bunch of people who are becoming educated, who have resources, who don't necessarily drive by the Capitol, who live in the Denver area. So we have so much more outreach potential, as well as we have more direct contact with people, plus resources like professors and printing things and internet and all of these things, and just seeing how we can help the movement, both Denver and the greater movement, with those resources.
I just say, I go, look, you walked up here. I've already accomplished everything I need to do. You've already shown interest in the movement. You're asking reasonable questions, and I'm going to try to answer them reasonably. But what is your gripe with the government or a corporation or education, or taxes? You tell me, and then you become part of the conversation. And that's what I'm here for. That's my focus, to open up dialogue. I'd like to see government disavow themselves of business, just like the Founding Fathers disavowed themselves from the Church of England because it had too much influence on the government.
For me personally, my biggest deal is with the education system in America, with both higher education and like K through 12 schooling. I have to pay to be here on this campus. Like, that's a little ridiculous that I don't get a right to, higher learning and education without paying thousands of dollars a semester and, over $500 on books. Like, that's ridiculous.
Just trying to fight the apathy that's been created systematically in this country and getting people okay with being exploited, okay with being oppressed, okay with being totally taken advantage of, working 60-hour weeks, being on antidepressants, having to drink themselves to sleep. Like, that's what bothers me, and that's what this movement is already doing huge things to change, because people they're not passively accepting their position. They're not accepting, oh, well, this is the way it's always been. I just have to work real, real hard just to barely get by, and if I don't, then I deserve whatever I've got, because it's not true. It's not true.
You have to be a rich person or a business person to get the elected officials' attention in Denver, or in Colorado, for that matter.
You can't just walk into the state capitol and grab somebody by the arm and go, I got to talk to you about something.
I don't know that I can tell you what's going to come of all this. I mean, I can't tell the future. I have no idea what's going to happen, but hopefully by me speaking what is my opinion and what I think is wrong, it'll at least cause awareness.
I think it's not going to be tangible the way you're saying. I mean, it's not going to be, you're going to be able to say this is what this group did. I mean, look at the Vietnam War protesters. No one could say that they definitely stopped the Vietnam War.
The people are going to have to get off their ass. We're going to have to get out here. We're going to have to march. And marching is just raising the consciousness. Eventually we need to strike. We need to, and this is why I put on my sign. It's acceptance. We have to say we don't accept this. We're not going to participate. We're not going to pay our taxes. We're not going to pay our mortgages. We're not going to pay the public service company. That's what I think we need to do. We need to refuse. We need to say no.
I just want people to think critically about their own situation. And if you do that, I mean, that you will awaken. And you have to come to it through experience, and we all have experience in the economic system.
Thank you.
My name's Keith. I'm going to college for the first time in my life. I got involved with Occupy Our Area through my English teacher and through the forum that was presented here about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
My name's Andrea, and I'm part of the 99% here at Auraria campus.
I'm Rachel. I am part of Occupy Our Area, Occupy Denver, the greater Occupy movement that's happening in the United States and the rest of the world.
Michael Macenti.
Okay, Michael, and it is okay that we interview you for this piece.
Yeah.
Great.
My name is Tim Johnson.
We got the right to record you, correct?
Yes, you do.